So after that, you will performing the stage 1 audit, plan the stage 1 audit. You will send the plan that okay, next week on 5th of May we are coming to perform your stage 1 audit. This is our audit plan and how we will be performing the stage audit. It could be one auditor, it could be more than one auditor, no problem. Then you will go on site and you will perform the audit. Sometimes, as I told you, it is not a mandatory requirement to go on site. You can perform the audit off site. You will ask, please submit your all documents, and you will give them the list of documents. They will submit you the document, and then you will go through with them. And then after the stage 1, the company will be taking the actions. The company will take the actions on the findings of stage 1. Okay, I'll explain again, no problem. Just a minute. Let us complete this thing. So after the stage 1, the company will work on the findings or area of concern which you have mentioned in stage 1 audit. Then you will give them the timeline. As I told you, 3 months to 6 months is a timeline that they have to fulfill this requirement, and then they will call you for the stage 2. So once they are ready, they will inform you, sir, we are ready for stage 2. Please come as soon as possible. Most of the time, the companies, they take 1 month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if they don't have much findings, right? In as required by the accreditation body, you can go for stage 2 even the next day. In my experience, I did, I think once or twice, that I was at a remote site to perform the stage 1 audit of a company. That company has no any serious level of findings. So they ask us that can we go for the stage audit tomorrow? I told them, okay, let me check my schedule, and I discuss with my certification body. So when I discuss with my certification body, they say yes, accreditation body allows to go for stage 2 even the next day of stage 1, no problem. But if they don't have any serious concern, so then I stay there, and I had no clothes, extra clothes for staying. But you know, when you are on the work is work. So I stayed there, and I did their stage 2 on second and third day, and then they got the certification, and I came back. So stage 1 finding, if they have any weaknesses, if they have any areas of concern or the findings, they have to fulfill before stage 2. If they don't have any serious issues during the stage 1, then they can go for stage 2. When they are going to ask you, please plan for stage 2, then again you will send them the plan, and in the plan you will be mentioning about your team, about your schedule, about the department, how much time you are going to give. If it is a multi-site audit, then you have to mention how much time you will be spending at one site, how much time you will be spending on the second or third site, and the logistics arrangement, your travel time, depending on the level of competence of auditor, you will be assigning the team, which auditor will be doing the audit for which site and which department. So these all before planning of stage 2, and after that you will submit them the plan for stage 2. And then the day will come when the company is going to have a stage 2. You will be performing the stage 2 audit. Maybe you will raise a major non-conformance, or you will recommend them for the certification. So in case of both things, if you have some findings or areas of concern, the organization will resolve these findings, and then they will submit you the corrective action plan. After verifying the corrective action plan, always remember, when you are performing the stage 2 audit and you have the findings available, not the major finding, but in case of minor finding, you will ask them the corrective action plan, not the corrective action record. It might be possible that they will need to implement the corrective action 3 months time, 6 month time, right? So you will ask them, okay, send us your corrective actions on our corrective action plan on our findings. So they will send you the corrective action plan on your findings, and on the you will be evaluating those corrective actions, and after that you will be you will recommend them, okay, you will be getting your certificate within 4 to 6 weeks or maximum 8 weeks time. So this is the whole system of certification, getting the certification by an organization. Surveillance audit after 1 year, I just repeat for engineer Umer, for the stage after stage 2 you will have 1 year for the surveillance audit. Once you will get the initial agreement with the certification body as an organization, it is for 3 years, which contains stage 1 and stage 2 in 1 year, second year surveillance 1, and third year surveillance 2. After that, your agreement is going to be expired. You have to make the new agreement. You can continue with the same certification body, and if you are not satisfied with them, you can choose another certification body. No problem. Any question? Should the auditor document and record? Yes. Stage 1 findings and stage 1 report is one of the necessary requirement. You have to submit the stage 1 report and stage 1 findings. It is not the verbal audit. Any other question? Please, fast. Okay. To gain the accreditation, certification bodies are, what are the requirement for the accreditation for the certification bodies? To gain the accreditation, certification bodies must comply with, have a formal quality management system available, must be audited by a recognized accreditation body. They should have the records of auditors available. They should have the knowledge and experience in applicable industrial sector. When the certification body is going to apply for the accreditation body, that please make our accreditation with you. We want to connect with you. So they will check your these documents, right? And then they will allow you to get connected with them. Auditor certification and scheme. The auditor, to certify as competent auditor, you need to have auditor trained and qualified in the principles and practices of auditing management system, which we are going to discuss in next slides. So what are these? These are depend on from where these principles and practices come from. ISO 19011, as I told you before. To perform the audit, we need to follow 19011. If this is a QMS audit, if it is a safety audit, if it is a environmental audit, food safety audit, but the principle of auditing, the management system are same. So the standard we are going to follow to perform the audit is 19011. And since you as a third party auditor, you belong to some certification body. So this certification body should comply with the requirement of 17021. This 17021 will be checked by the accreditation body, right? So very quickly, you also have the handout available about IRCA scheme. Whenever you are going to connect with after this course, inshallah, when you will pass successfully the examination, you can upload your certificate. You can register with IRCA, right, from their website. And you can then, if you want to get the membership of IRCA, then you have to submit some fees, which you will find on the website of IRCA. Then they have the different categories. For example, provisional internal auditor. For example, you are fresh, you have not performed any internal audit or external audit. So after doing this course, the first level of membership you will get is the internal auditor. So you will get the card for internal auditor. I think the fees is 220 pounds. I had the IRCA membership cards for 4 standard. I discontinued in last November. Otherwise, for last 4 years, I had the, alhamdulillah, I was the first auditor in Kingdom who had the IRCA cards, membership cards for 4 standards. Most of the auditors who are in practice, they are having one membership or 2 membership. But depending on my level of expertise and the competence, alhamdulillah, I was the first auditor before 4 years. Maybe now there will be many auditors, but before 4 years I'm talking about, I was the lead auditor for 4 standard with IRCA directly. And yes, please, you can ask the question. Ali Kishabi.
Yes, in some cases we might have 14,000, 45 and 9,000 quality management system in our organization. Can we make the internal audit at the same time for all of the courses?
See, once you will do the lead auditor course, you can do the internal audit for any standard. But you need to have the knowledge available for this standard only.
Okay, but I'm saying that we can, some of us is responsible for all of the 3. So can I arrange the internal audit for all 3?
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
At the same time?
Yes, this is what I'm saying. As an auditor, as an auditing skills, you will be, after getting this certification, inshallah, you will be meeting the requirement of auditor for QMS, EMS, safety, food safety, information security, maafi mushkil. But at the same time, you need to have the knowledge of this standard as well. Otherwise, you cannot perform the good audit.
Okay, okay. This is not my question. My question is, in my factory, I have three management system.
Right.
Can I make the internal audit at the same day?
Yes, 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 yes.
Together?
We call it integrated management system or IMS system or HSCQ management system
Exactly.
or QHSC. Yes, you can make this. Will be making your life more easier. The same way certification bodies also do. Right? Yes, Bandar, you also raised the hand. Any question?
No, it was the same question like Mr. Ali.
Okay, okay. Yes. So you are already, mashallah, then in your company you have IMS system and you
Yes,
are performing internal audit as IMS and your external audit is also IMS.
And
IMS
And
means
we planning to
integrated.
build this.
IMS is integrated management system. And what is integrated? There is this terminology does not belong to ISO. This terminology does not belong to IRCA. This is an industrial norms, right? So IMS, when more than one standard is going to be combined with another standard requirement, we call it IMS. It could be 2 standards, we can say IMS. You could have 3 standard, you will be IMS. You could have 4 standard, you will be IMS, right? So integrated management system, which means that all standard, as I told you yesterday, we discussed that higher level of structure. So all standard required policy, all standard required internal audit, all standard required management review, all standard required operations control. So why to develop four procedure for each standard? You can have one procedure which cover the requirement of QMS standard, which covers the requirement of safety standard, which covers the requirement of environmental standard, right? So very quickly we will finish inshallah in next 5 to 10 minutes. So the categories of IRCA auditors are provisional internal auditor. If you are fresh, no experience of internal audit or external audit, if you are going to show them that I have already performed 5 audits internally for my own organization, I was a part of team who has performed the internal audits. This is my log. It is being verified by my company itself. So they can give you the title of internal auditor directly, right? And once you get the internal auditor or provisional internal auditor, you will start doing the audits. Once you will perform 5 audits, 10 audits, then you will again contact them. Please upgrade my category and see my log. You will share your log with them and you will ask them, please upgrade my categories. So they will review your log. They will make comments on it. If they are satisfied with your performance, then they can upgrade you as a provisional auditor, right? So for this provisional auditor or lead auditor, it is not a necessary requirement that you should be connected with an certification body. For example, now for my status, when I took these IRCA membership levels, I was not connected with a certification body. I left certification body 5 years ago, and I was doing the audits as still I'm doing the audit as a freelance auditor with many certification bodies. So, but I was meeting the requirement for lead auditor. So I submitted my document, my certificates of lead auditor course, my log of my audits, and the references where I have, performed the audits. It is a log which is being provided by them. You have to fill this log and get attested by your company, and then you will submit them for the verification purpose. So depending on your competence, number of mandates which you have audited, you will get the certification scheme. The lead auditor is the highest category of auditing. The auditor cannot be more than higher than the lead auditor. Lead auditor means that you have enough experience, you have enough competence to perform the audit independently. So you will be lead auditor. Then we have principal auditor. Principal auditor and lead auditor are the same level of membership. But the principal auditor is the auditor who already have experience of audit, but he is now no more auditor as a full-time job, right? He is performing the audit as a freelance. For example, status for me now is more suitable as principal auditor, that I'm not associated with any certification body as an employee. And in the meantime, I'm doing the audits as a freelance with couple of certification bodies. So If I will apply for principal auditor, they will give me this title of principal auditor very easily because I'm meeting all the requirements. But if you are, but in the world internationally, the title of lead auditor is more attractive, is more appropriate. So that's why I kept myself as a lead auditor, so everyone can understand. When you say principal auditor, many of the people working in the organization are not, they don't know about the principal auditor, but the terminology of lead auditor is more common, so you will get the lead auditor. Log, I will share with you the log of IRCA, right? IRCA log I will share with you, which is required. I have noted it. Yes, guys. Now, the requirement for these membership, as I told you, depend on your education. They say that minimum you should have a 12 grade pass, not less than 12 grade, minimum diploma or 12 grade. If you are 16 classes, then much better, or more, much better. Training of this lead auditor course, and then work and management system experience. For example, you guys are now, most of you are working in an organization, you are a part of QMS team, so you will put all your experience and the auditing experience. As I told you, depending on your auditing experience, they are going to assign you the membership categories when you are going to apply. So approval and certification of auditor training courses, this is what you are now taking, the auditor training course. And then record of CPT. CPT stands for continual professional development. In PMP we have PDUs, remember? Continual professional development, CPT. So you need to maintain your CPT. CPT is what, that how you have utilized this title of membership, what activities you have gone through, what training you have delivered to the public, what experience you have gained, what are the new things you have, you have developed. So you have to submit the record of CPT all the time. Auditor competence, yes, last slide. Auditor competence based on personal characteristics and knowledge. But as a personal characteristic, an auditor should be a professional. What are these professionalism requirement, the auditing principle, we will discuss inshallah tomorrow on the base, and also the knowledge. Remember, I told you that when you are going to have an audit for any of the certification body, you should ask them, please send the auditor who has the knowledge about our sector. So this is how we are also getting the approval in different sector, depending on the knowledge. Sometimes the certification body, when they are going to approve for any specific sector, they take your exam. Sometime on the basis of your qualification, they approve you. Sometime on the basis of your work experience, they approve you. Sometime on the basis of number of audits, they approve you. So there is a very transparent system which is being required by 17021 to have the system available to check the knowledge of auditor before giving them approval to perform different sectors audit. Right? So guys, inshallah, this is all from today. Your homework for tomorrow is to develop 3 SMART objectives and read the clause, each clause, and highlight shall. Read each clause of a standard from 4 to 10. Everybody will read and highlight, right? And highlight the shall. Because if you are not going to read the standard, you cannot do anything. To understanding of a standard is very necessary to pass this exam. In exam, the clauses will be from the standard. So the first homework is to develop 3 SMART objectives. I will give you the format. In this format, you will fill. And also, at the same time, needs and expectations format I will share with you, and I will share IRCA log with you, right? So the homework I will write in the WhatsApp now. Okay, so tomorrow, inshallah, yes, I will write in the group. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will meet at 4 o'clock. By tomorrow, everyone make sure that you should know what are your timings for Ramadan. So we can discuss the Ramadan timing. I will also suggest my timing, but it's we will discuss in the WhatsApp group and we will finalize it tomorrow. Yes, Mr. Bandar.
Yeah, what are the options for Ramadan timing, Mr.
I will write in the group. The first option could be to make it in 2 parts. For example, 4 to 6, 2 hours, and then 10 to 12 in the night. The second option could be continuous from 9 to 12 or 1 o'clock in the night. So these are 2 options in my mind. If you guys have any better option, you can suggest. We need to have minimum 3 hours and maximum 4 hours or more hours. Minimum could be 3 because the less time we are going to give, which means the more time period this course will take. I want to finish this course by next Thursday, inshallah. And this Friday will be the off. So we will continue from Saturday. So we will have 5-6 days to complete this course. And I'm taking this course very slow. So you guys can easily understand. And inshallah, you will, once you are getting a good understanding of 9001, 45,000 and 14,000 will be very easier for you, inshallah. Any other ISO standard, management system standard will be very easier for you to explain, to understand. ISO 9001 is the mother of all standard, right? So if you marry with the mother, all kids will be very easy. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Then who is the father, sir?
Father, you are the father.